Have we known for many years that there is life on Mars? Do all the alien images and scientific discoveries you have seen or not seen so far confirm this information? You might not be able to hide your astonishment when you learn the facts about this topic. Now, shall we start discovering together the secrets of life on Mars that have remained hidden for years? When the night darkness covers our planet, we look at the sky and admire the space that appears in all its glory. Stars shining like lanterns hung on the dome of the sky, planets lined up and stars lost in dust clouds. Is it real or a magical fairy tale realm in an infinite universe where countless stars, planets and galaxies intertwine? How logical is it to say that there is life only on our Earth? Many of us think this way, don't we? The desire to go to these magical stars that we cannot get enough of watching with admiration and longing, and to solve their mysteries, has been unending for centuries. UFOs that have visited our planet since ancient times and the traces of them on our planet have always kept this longing alive. Observations and research that have been ongoing for years, especially in the last half-century, with the advancement of technology, have increased hopes for solving the mysteries of life in space. However, despite such advanced technology and research, many people are surprised that debates about the existence of life in space have not ended. Could it be that the answer to the question of whether there is life in space has not really been found? Or are the answers being hidden from the public despite being known? Maybe the answers will be given when the existence of life in space can no longer be concealed. In this video, we will slightly open the door to these secrets and explain from different perspectives that life has existed on Mars for centuries. First, let's take a short journey into the recent past. In the 17th century, the Danish scientist Christian Huygens and the Italian astronomer Giovanni Domenico Cassini observed the surface of Mars in detail. Huygens found that the planet's rotation period is approximately 24 hours. In the 18th century, the German-born English astronomer William Herschel determined that Mars has seasons. In the 19th century, in 1877, the Italian astronomer Giovanni Schiaparelli observed about 40 straight lines on the surface of Mars that intersect with each other, resembling canals. These observations were interpreted as evidence of intelligent beings on Mars, who constructed advanced engineering structures. In 1901, Nikola Tesla announced that he had received radio signals from Mars, but this failed to generate significant interest in the scientific community. Publications from the 1920s claimed that humans lived on Mars. During this period, it was stated that Mars orbits the Sun in 687 days, making a year on Mars twice as long as on Earth. It was reported that Mars had wind and water vapor, but also harsh conditions such as low temperatures and gravity. Telescope observations indicated the existence of canals hundreds of kilometers long. It was suggested that Martians might be tall, have large heads, and be thin due to the low gravity. Modern studies on space began after the 1950s. Missions like the USA's Mariner, Viking, Mars Global Surveyor, Curiosity rover, and Perseverance rover have collected in-depth information about Mars by investigating its surface, geological structure, and biological suitability. These missions have advanced the scientific exploration of the planet by providing evidence of past water presence on Mars and discovering potentially biologically suitable conditions. In 2012, the Curiosity rover, and in 2021 the Perseverance rover were sent to the planet Mars. As a result of their discoveries, these vehicles reached findings such as traces of water on Mars, especially polar ice caps and underground water reservoirs. These water sources provided significant clues that Mars may have had, or even has, habitable conditions in the past. Again, recent studies conducted by NASA suggest that the water oceans within moons like Europa and Enceladus might make these moons potentially habitable environments. Exoplanets and the habitable zone form the focus of research on life on planets outside the solar system. These studies evaluate the habitability potential of these planets by examining the atmospheric conditions of planets orbiting stars. According to the official admission, scientists have not found a clear sign of life outside the Earth so far, and research continues. Although the technological and scientific advances of today have provided much more accurate and detailed information about the real conditions of Mars, the observations written in the 1926 magazine largely overlap with today's knowledge. However, it seems that not much progress has been made. What clues are there about the hidden messages and ancient technologies of old civilizations? Let's go much further back, to ancient times and civilizations. In those times, there are also traces that ancient aliens visited our world. Some of these traces include UFO images in ancient artifacts, Sumerian tablets, Egyptian hieroglyphs, flying discs and alien depictions seen in the artworks of ancient Egypt, Mesopotamia, Maya, and Inca civilizations, and even alien figures on ancient coins. We do not agree much with the claims that structures, such as the Inca stones remaining from ancient civilizations in Peru, Machu Picchu, the Pumapunku strictures, Bolivia, Stonehenge in England, etc., were made by ancient aliens. We think that the people of that time had the ability to make these structures rather than ancient aliens, because, contrary to what is known, we know that humanity has experienced many high-technology eras, and that these eras have ended for various reasons. We will touch on this topic in the future. Technologies may disappear, but the memory of humanity does not easily vanish. Mythology, legends, and tales are the indelible memories of our ancestors. When we delve into the depths of the common memory of humanity by wandering through the legends and stories that resist the flow of time and are passed down from generation to generation, we also encounter ancient aliens, the flying chariots equipped with weapons in Hindu mythology, divine beings coming from the sky in Sumerian mythology, visitors coming from the sky in the mythologies of Native Americans and Australian Aboriginals are the biggest examples of this. These narratives may not be exactly true, but don't they bring us a message from the past? Within them, the light of truth shines. So, what do religions think about this? From the perspective of divine religions, the existence of life in space can be considered very normal. Christianity has approached the subject of life in space from different angles. For example, since the 15th century, some Christian theologians have put forward theories about the existence of life in space. Some thinkers like Giordano Bruno definitively suggested the existence of life in space during that time. Islam contains much information about life in space. Ibn Arabi, one of the famous Islamic scholars, who was born in the city of Murcia in today's Spain in Andalusia, wrote in the first volume, 8th chapter of his famous work Futuhat Mekkiyah, that he left traces like greetings, hello, and similar things for future humans in places he visited, such as Mars. Judaism also offers various clues about life in space in its religious texts. Interpretations about the nature of the universe and the place of life within it in Jewish beliefs are other important elements that shape the search for life in space. Ancient Jewish sources mention Earthlings being sent to Mars from the shores of the Red Sea during the time of Moses. To date, thousands of UFO incidents have been reported. According to official records, the information about these incidents goes back at least 500 years. If we are to give examples from recent times, the Roswell incident, 1947, the 1969 Soviet MiG-25 UFO shoot-down, pilots chasing UFOs, NASA's interference in Mars Live broadcasts, and countless reported and recorded incidents from all over the world. We won't go into the details of the events we have mentioned because many documentaries have been made about them, and many books and articles have been written. We cannot pass without mentioning the revelations made under oath in front of the US Congress in 2023 by former US government officials David Grush, Ryan Graves, and David Fravor. In summary, They stated that the US government has been aware of extraterrestrial events since the 1930s, has done reverse engineering. 12 alien vehicles have crashed, and non-human biological entities have been extracted from them. There has been a lot of speculation about the interest of Hitler and Nazi Germany in extraterrestrial life and UFOs during their time. Perhaps even more speculation has been made about this than the speculation made today about the US. Nazi Germany showed great interest in advanced technologies during World War II, and it has been claimed that the Nazis contacted intelligent beings on Mars or other planets and used this information in their war strategies. Without going into too much detail to save for later, we can only say this. This situation has been the greatest example of how possessing certain special information and secrets and using them incorrectly can lead to disastrous events and incurable wounds. As a result, the UFO phenomenon continues to exist in many countries around the world, and the attitudes and knowledge levels of states on this subject are still a matter of debate. Today, a broad range of people from ordinary individuals to scientists are almost in consensus about the existence of life in space. Humanity has been striving for centuries to solve this mystery hidden in the depths of the sky. Scientists deepen their research, philosophers mold their ideas, and they work tirelessly to illuminate this mystery. Prophets give news about these secrets from beyond time, and legends and ancient inscriptions try to guide us by shedding light from our deep memory. Despite all this, what are the authorities waiting for? They think humanity is not ready for this knowledge. Perhaps they plan to make an announcement in the future. However, we do not think they can hide this secret any longer, considering that all paradigms in the world will change with the disclosure of this secret. It is clear that making this announcement will not be easy. Let's reveal it without waiting for them. You might find it hard to believe what we're about to say. Due to our prejudices, the boundaries drawn in our minds, and our minds tired of information pollution. Even if that's the case, let it be noted in history. UFOs visiting our world are not coming from far away, but from our neighbor, the planet Mars. Life on Mars may be as old as human history or even older. Intelligent and civilized people live there, and their technology is very advanced. They have technology 10,000 years ahead of Earth's humanity. With this technology, they can travel comfortably in space. They have been visiting our world since ancient times. Despite having so much power, they do not interfere with the course of the world. They do not reveal themselves openly as they did in ancient times. Martians sometimes take some people from our world to their planet and bring them back. Not astral travel, but physically taking them in flesh and blood. They are also waiting for something to announce themselves openly to the world. Perhaps, like the governments of the world, they are waiting for a certain time. So, what are the Martians like? What do they look like? What is the population number on Mars? How do they live on Mars? For example, is there a concept of money there? Despite having advanced technology, what are the aspects in which the long-lived Martians are lacking compared to us? What are they looking for on our Earth? What is their body shape like? What is the connection between the mythical Mount Kof and the planet Mars? When will we go to Mars? When will visits begin to be made openly? Documents in the archives of various states related to UFO incidents that happened 500 years ago. People sent to Mars from the shores of the Red Sea. The messages of the prophets reaching the Martians. The questions go on and on. We will provide the answers to these questions in our ongoing video series. If you are curious about these, you can support us by subscribing and sharing our videos. Hope to see you in future episodes. By the way, if you encounter them one day and they want to take you away, don't hesitate. Go with them.